Welcome to Franklin County Board of Equalization hearings. Today is Thursday the 11th, 2025. There will be two scheduled hearings today. The time is now 9:30 a.m. and we will hear petition BE 2025-30 with parcel 115-180-114 owned by Kevin and Rachel Clayton. From the assessor's office, we have Shannon Taylor, commercial appraiser, and Mo Rogers, the appraiser who is on the case. This is a residential petition scheduled for 20 minutes. The appellant and the appraiser will each get 5 minutes to highlight points of evidence they have provided. In the last 10 minutes, we will use for rebuttal and questions from the board. We ask that both parties that have any questions or communication be directed to the board and the board only.
Good morning. Welcome to the Franklin County Board of Equalization. My name is Lexi Moore, and the board members are Joe Chris, Charles Laird, and myself. Our clerk is Jen Herrera. The board is a quasi-judicial body, which means having to do with powers that are to some extent judicial as those of certain federal and state boards and commissions. The board and the assessor's office are independent of each other. Our role is to review the facts presented by both parties and determine the market value of the property as of January 1 of the assessment year. The law grants presumption of correctness to the assessor, and the burden is on the petitioner to prove the assessment's incorrect. This hearing will be recorded and all testimony is under oath. Our clerk will now ask you to affirm your testimony by raising your right hands.
Do each of you who will be testifying today affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
I do. Following your hearing, the board will meet to weigh the evidence and make a final determination. We will issue a written decision, which should be received within 4 weeks. This decision is appealable to the State Board of Tax Appeals, and a notice of the appeal opportunity is at the bottom of the written decision. The board is in receipt of all documentary data provided by the appellant and assessor, and we have reviewed it. As the appellant is not here, the assessor will present their case first.
Good morning. We're here regarding this petition, and the assessor's conclusion is that after detailed analysis, our valuation of true and fair market value stands at $934 and change, meeting all requirements. All data and 4 bracketed sales support the conclusion of value. We respectfully request that the assessor's value be sustained. Interior and exterior field evaluation on October 29th of 2025 did not discover any extraordinary condition that would change the assessed value. This is a good quality, new tradition custom home that was built in 2017. The livable square footage is roughly 2,900. There's a bonus room, garage, and again, like I said, everything, the quality of construction is good and the condition is average. The sales that we brought forth are all bracketed sales. The average livable and land total price per square foot range from $294 to $360. The median value is $347 per square foot, and the mean is $343. The subject's price of total livable and land area is $325. We consider that well bracketed. Sales activity from within the appellant's neighborhood, Archer Estates and Spencer Estates, were used as indicators of market value and fair value. These sales locations are all considered within the local market proximity and relevant to the subject's true and fair valuation. The market views the subdivisions like Spencer Estates in the appellant's neighborhood as having similar positive and negative local characteristics, lot sizes, quality, age, design styles to the appellant's property. The neighborhood 432 statistical summary, the level of assessment is 94.6 based on 23 sales that occurred from January 1st, 2024 to February 2025. The appellant believed that their property was being unfairly assessed. Their concern was that the current 2025 real estate market does not support the current assessment. Appellant gave 3 properties within their packet, and then they gave me 3 additional properties when I was at their property on the 29th. I spoke with the appellant to get them to understand that this market in 2025 is not what the assessed value came from. We came from 2024. That did give them some relief and understanding. Overall, within the appellant's comparables, their price per square foot livable in land range from 244 to 367, with a median of 299 and a mean of 300. And again, with using their sales numbers, it is still bracketed within the current assessed value. And we request that the current assessed value of $934,200 be sustained. Thank you.
Questions?
Well, you mind if I go? Yeah, go ahead. Okay, Moria, I noticed on page 5 you had taken a photo. Looks like some surface photos, floor.
Yes.
Mentioned that the appellant stated the home builder used the cheapest quality components to build the spec home. Just out of curiosity to understand, when you use Marshall and Swift to price out a home, what tends to be the driver for quality? Is it necessarily the structure or the finished materials, or is it a combination of both?
There's quality, which is the construction components.
Okay.
And then there's fenestration, which is the condition. And I included this because the petitioner, they were frustrated that after, 9 years, their floor was showing wear and things like that were happening. And I let them know that I saw what they were bringing forward to me, and that's why I put this in here, is I wanted them to know that I did hear them.
Okay.
But ultimately, this is average. For 9 years, floors do start to show wear. This, to me, is typical, and again, no extraordinary condition. It didn't show anything that would make me feel that the condition should be removed to a low or a fair. It is still a custom, new tradition home, and it's average condition.
I would like to add in on that as well. So when we're looking at Marshall and Swiss costs on quality, she is correct. We're looking at a combination of the construction of the building and sometimes interior. I mean, it's all, equivalent to the construction and the cost of the building, which obviously is higher the better quality you use. So we're looking at fenestration, pops, peaks, angles, things like that, as well as interior. However, as mass appraisers, we do not always get inside the home unless there's a listing or we see inside of it right at the time that it's being built and we ask to go inside. So we have to kind of assume sometimes that the exterior look, it's going to have similar finishes to the quality of the outside. I'm not saying we don't look in interior, but we're looking at thousands of properties. So therefore, we don't always get inside every home to see all of the interior finishes. If somebody has a problem, of course, we'll always go look at it. But we're building a model where we're trying to be, everybody's similar, and, we're trying to be fair and equitable across the, consistent with our qualities in a neighborhood.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Is there a reason you guys didn't do an adjustment on comparable sale 2 for the detached garage?
I'm trying to read I believe that the detached garage I did do, and I'm looking, this is my third board case, and as I'm looking at this, I realized that I didn't actually write in the comments how that was completed. On my cases going forward, I did remedy that, but on this one, I forgot to show how I did those adjustments within this packet. That was something that I neglected to do.
Is the 335 the adjusted value?
Correct. That's after taking out the detached garage.
Gotcha. All right, thank you.
Yeah. I spoke to it, but then didn't show you the numbers. I
Yeah.
apologize.
No, thank you.
You
You've got time. Was there anything else you wanted to go over?
No, I feel like I was clear that the quality has always been good. The condition has always been average. I did view the home, and I feel that the model was working, and the model was working well. Thank you.
Just something else to bring up. I guess we didn't receive any of the additional information that you received. At least I didn't.
The additional comparables?
Yeah.
Other
The three?
We have the 3 comparables that were identified in addendum 1,
Okay.
but you said 3 additional were given
They're
at
on
the walk.
her
Okay, so you addressed those
Yes, I gave
in
them,
page 13?
I gave them on the list, but you might not have actually received the
Yeah, we didn't receive those from the appellant.
photocopies. Okay. Yeah, he might have just overlooked that, but I did include them on page 12.
Okay.
Thank you.
Just out of curiosity, I don't know the neighborhood well enough. Were the sales of the appellant included in their?
They were in the neighborhood.
Okay, thanks.
I would like to add just, and I know you know this, but we will be looking at those sales, those 25 sales, and researching, and, I mean, we've already researched them to be sure whether they're all good and valid sales and do all the research, but those will be, if they are good, valid market arm's length transactions, they will be considered in our next revaluation cycle, most definitely.
Right.
Which, as I spoke to the appellant, I explained that, as I said earlier, and it gave them insight that they didn't realize.
Yeah.
And they were appreciative of that.
I'm good.
All right. It's good?
The rest?
Okay. With that, this concludes the hearing for petition BE 2025-30, parcel 115180114, owner Kevin and Rachel Clayton. A final decision should be received within 4 weeks. This decision is appealable to the State Board of Tax Appeals, and a notice of the appeal opportunity is at the bottom of the written decision. The time is now 9:42.
Thank you.
Hey, John.
Welcome back to Franklin County Board of Equalization hearings. Today is December, Thursday, the 11th, 2025. The time is now 10:31 a.m., and we will be hearing petition BE 2025-32-parcel 126-150-731, owned by Richard and Carol Milestone. This is a residential hearing scheduled for 20 minutes. The appellant and the appraiser will each have 5 minutes to highlight points of evidence that they have provided. And the last 10 minutes we will use for rebuttal and questions from the board. We ask that both parties that have any questions or communication be directed to the board and the board only.
Good morning. Welcome to the Franklin County Board of Equalization. Board members are Joe Christ, Charles Laird, and myself, Lexi Moore, as chair. Our clerk is Jen Herrera. The board is a quasi-judicial body, which means having to do with powers that are to some extent judicial, as those of certain federal and state boards and commissions. The board and the assessor's office are independent of each other. Our role is to review the facts presented by both parties and determine the market value of the property as of January 1 of the assessment year. The law grants presumption of correctness to the assessor, and the burden is on the petitioner to prove the assessment's incorrect. This hearing will be recorded and all testimony is under oath. Our clerk will now ask you to affirm your testimony by raising your right hand.
Do each of you who will be testifying today affirm that the testimony you are about to give will be the truth?
I do.
Following the hearing, the board will meet to weigh the evidence and make a final determination. We will issue a written decision which should be received within 4 weeks. This decision is appealable to the State Board of Tax Appeals, and a notice of the appeal opportunity will be written at the bottom of the decision. The board is in receipt of all documentary evidence provided by the appellant and assessor, and we have reviewed it. As the appellant is not here, the assessor can present her case first.
Thank you. Good morning. Can I have everyone turn to page 1 to Assessor's Answers? This property is located at 12829 Willetta Pasco. It is a 0.56 acre riverfront lot. The home is a 2,562 square foot single family 1-story with a 1,376 square foot attached garage. Built in 2022, it's good quality and average condition. The assessor's true and fair market value is $1,046,100. And I'll have you go to page 4. This is the photo of the lot right before it was built on, so you can see that it is riverfront. And this is the home after it was built. And the next page 6 is the sketch of the parcel. And then I'll have us go to page 9, and these are sales in the subject neighborhood. These are 2 sales of similar single-family properties that are also from waterfront neighborhood 401 and have a similar waterfront view and access. The general living area for these properties range from 2,164 to 3,373 square feet with the same style, similar quality and condition, built in 2023. The overall price per square foot range of these properties are $477.97 to $456.12. With the subject below the range at 408.31, and the overall ratio is 84.75. And if we go to the next page, I wanted to show you where they were. So they are the direct neighbors with the same access and utility. Okay, so if we can go to page 15. This is the summary report for Riverfront Neighborhood 401 and 402. We had 9 sales, including the subject. And our ratio for the 1-story is 93.4%, which is the same as the subject's style. And the assessment ratio overall is 96.6%. So we do see that the model is working. I do want to go to page 22 and talk about the sales provided from the appellant. The petitioners asked us to consider sales data of 4 similarly improved parcels from neighborhood 432. So the petitioner's parcel is in a riverfront neighborhood 401. So while the improvements are similar, the home comps are good, the parcels lack riverfront, and that is the difference in the value. All 4 provided sales support the assessor's improvement value per square foot. The ranges here were 277.72 to 313.25, and the subject's at 259.52 for improvement. So they were good improvement comps. The land is the difference in the value. And then here's the map of those. You can see the aerial imagery of the sales that they used in neighborhood 432. Now, They did provide a fee appraisal on page 24. The fee appraisal was used in the purchase of the home, February 14th, 2023. Sale 3 is the only sale that's also riverfront and has an overall price per square foot of $492.30, so which is well above the actual subject. All other sales are similar improvements, but they're not riverfront. But the price per square foot range with the land extracted to compare improved to improved is $246.68 to $357.36 with the subject at $259. So all sales used in the fee appraiser also support our assessed value. State law requires that the assessor appraise property at 100% of its true and fair market value in money according to the highest and best use. With that, we ask the Board of Equalization to sustain the assessor's true and fair market value of $1,046,100. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you guys have questions?
I guess I'm looking on page 24,
Uh-huh.
and then also looking at the,
This is the fee appraisal one, and this is the one,
that's the one.
this one they provided on page 22?
Provided, okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I know they look redundant, but.
Now, just something for clarification for myself. I know often riverfront property, as far as land value only, is usually done by linear feet.
So this neighborhood is a little different. So that is true on the one that has true front footage. These parcels don't because they have the Army Corps of Engineer in between. So they are done, this specific neighborhood, when they were marketed and sold, were sold by one unit, one home site lot, even if they varied a little in square foot. So we tend to, we value them the way that they sell. So this is a home site lot on riverfront. This is North Franklin County too. So it's not the Columbia Riverfront that's linear, each square foot matters. It's a little bit different, but we do have to value them the same for each neighborhood and the way people buy it in the market. And that's why the land for 401 is not going to be comparable to 432 without any water access.
Okay.
Just a clarification question that I'm assuming, but the view on sale 1 and sale 2, it looks like from the aerial is gonna be pretty comparable to
Oh,
the
yes.
subject, like there's the trees.
Yes, they're at, which was, it was very fortunate to have that at the same time because the utility is identical.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
You can see their little trail, so they've kind of cleared out a little bit on theirs, but yeah, it has the same access.
Okay, thank you. Did you have anything else you want to add? There's
No,
lots of time.
I think so. We're good.
Okay. Well, with no further questions or comment, this concludes the hearing for petition BE 2025-32, parcel 126-150-731, owner Richard and Carol Milestone. A final decision should be received within 4 weeks, and this decision is again appealable to the State Board of Tax Appeals with a notice of the appeal opportunity written at the bottom of the decision. The time is now 10:39 a.m.
Thank
Welcome back. These are the Franklin County Board of Equalization decisions for today, December 11th, 2025, regarding petition 2025-30, parcel 115-180-114 for Kevin and Rachel Clayton. The board decided to sustain the assessor's value of $934,200. Regarding petition 2025-32, parcel 126-150-731 for Richard and Carol Milestone, the board decided to sustain the assessor's value of $1,046,100. This concludes today's hearings and decisions.